Hello everybody. I wanted to do an instructional video on a certain integral type. This one is working with removing a root, and it's going to work with some partial fraction decomposition, and we're going to do a little bit of polynomial long division as well. So first thing is we can simplify the integrand. We can get this, we can factor this 4 out of the root, so, and we can also pull the 2 out of the numerator, factor a 2 out of the numerator. So, first thing I'll do, say 2, w minus 2, over w minus 10 w minus 2 plus 14. And then we need to do a u substitution. So we're going to use u as the root. So we're going to say u is equal to square root of w minus 2. So that would make w equal to u squared plus 2 and then what we're going to do is we're going to take the derivative of u as well. So du, this is the same as w minus 2 to the 1/2 power. So we will do the power law on that, and so we got to multiply by 1/2, and then it's going to be w minus 2 to the negative 1/2 power, so it'll be in the denominator rather than the numerator. So the du is then 1 over 2 square root of w minus 2. So, dw. So, we're going to replace dw with this times du. So, what we're going to do is say dw is equal to 2 w minus 2 du. All right. So now what we can do is do all of our substitutions in the integrand. So we'll say this is equal to 2 times, because the 2's outside of the integrand, and then w is u squared plus 2. And since we have the plus 2 and the minus 2, we can see there that that's just going to be u squared. So we say u squared up here, and the denominator. What we're going to do is we're going to plug in the w, so that's going to be u squared plus 2 minus 10 u. So we said there that u is square root of w minus 2 plus 14. And then instead of dw, we're going to have 2, and this is equal to 2u du, right? So we're going to say instead of dw, we have 2u du. So times 2u du. And then you can simplify that. Multiply the 2 out, because it's a constant factor, and then make that u cubed. We can, and then simplify the denominator as well. We could say that's 4 u cubed over u squared plus, or minus 10u plus 16, right? And then du. All right. So the next thing for us to do is we have a numerator that is greater than the denominator. So to do some partial fraction decomposition, what we have to do first is we have to do a little bit of polynomial long division. So we want to see how many times does u squared minus 10u plus 16 go into u cubed. So we're going to say u squared minus 10u plus 16 goes into u cubed. First we'll multiply u squared by u to get our first one. We'll say u cubed, and then we're gonna be subtracting that, and we're gonna have 10u squared, and since we're subtracting it, we'll change the sign. So plus 10u squared, and then minus 16u. All right. And then it's going to be 10u squared minus 16u. And then what we're going to do is we still have more to go because we can still subtract from that u squared. So we're going to say plus 10, and then u squared times the 10 would be 10u squared, and we're subtracting that, so say 10 minus 10u squared, and then we're going to have negative 100u, and we're subtracting that, so we'll change the sign, so plus 100u, and then minus 160. Right. So we have 84u minus 160. So now we can do the partial fraction decomposition. So let's do that. So the denominator. So what we have here then is we have integral, and it's going to be 4 times, 4 is outside of there, and we have a u plus 10 plus, and then our partial fraction decomposition, which is the remainder we had. The remainder is, or what we need to do partial fraction decomposition on, so we have 84u minus 160 over u squared minus 10u plus 16. Right? And that's du. So the next thing we need to do is we need to factor that. So that's going to be, so we have 84u minus 160, and this factored out, we can, so it has to multiply together to make 16, and it needs to add together to make 10. So -2 and -8 will work. So we have u minus 2, u minus 8, and that's going to be equal to a over u minus 2 plus b over u minus 8. Right? So multiplying the denominator out, we'll multiply the denominator by a, and the u minus 2's will cancel out. So we have 84u minus 160 is equal to a times u minus 8 plus, and multiply the denominator by b, the u minus 8's will cancel out. We have b u minus 2. And then distributing those out, au minus 8a, we have au minus 8a, and then plus bu minus 2b. And then combining like factors, we're going to have a plus b u, and we're going to have minus 8a minus 2b. So a plus b is going to need to equal 84, and then negative 8a minus 2b is going to need to equal 160. So we can do some elimination to find out what our a and our b is. So we're going to say a plus b is equal to 84, and negative 8a minus 2b is equal to negative 160. So if we multiply the top by 2, we can eliminate the b. I'm sorry, there's an a here. If we multiply the top by 2, we can eliminate the b. So that would be, and then adding it together, what that would give us is negative 6a, and then b's gone, and then 84 times 2 would be 168. So we would have 8. Negative 6a is equal to 8, and then thus a is equal to 8 over negative 6, which is equal to negative 4/3. So we need to get get this 84 in terms of thirds. So we have negative 4/3 plus b, and then 84 times 3 is 252. So that's 252/3. And then we'll add the 4/3 to both sides and get b is equal to 256/3. So now that we have that, we can write out the integrand in a way that we can integrate it. And it's going to be four outside of u plus 10 minus 4/3 1 over 2u. I'm sorry, u minus 2. 1 over u minus 2. And remember, that is from here. It's multiplying by it. Multiplying it is the same as putting it in the numerator. So we are basically putting this in the numerator. And we're going to have plus 256/3 times 1 over u minus 8. And that's going to be all with respect to u. And doing the integral here is pretty easy. At this point, we have it in a form that's pretty easy to integrate. So we're just going to do the power law on u. That's u squared over 2. Plus, and then the integral of a constant is just whatever we're integrating it by times the constant. So 10u. And then it's a 1 over a degree 1 polynomial. So we're just going to take, this is just the natural log of itself. So, but moving it up to the numerator. So we're going to do minus 4/3 natural log of u minus 2 plus 256/3 natural log of u minus 8 and that's with respect to u. Oh, I'm sorry, no, plus that's done. So we're going to do plus c there. Then we just got to sub. So that's integrated. That's our result, and that's our integral. And so then we just need to substitute the u back in. Remember, u was square root of w minus 2. So we're just going to plug that back in. So the square root of w minus 2 squared is just going to be w minus 2. So w minus 2 over 2. Oh, and I'm sorry. forgot we've got a 4 out here. We're multiplying the whole thing by 4. So 2 times 4 there. So again, we're going to have 4 times this. 4 times w minus 2 over 2 plus 10 times the square root of w minus 2 minus 4/3 natural log of the square root of w minus 2 minus 2 plus 256/3 times, I'm sorry, I'll continue this here, plus 256/3 the natural log of square root w minus 2 minus 8, and then plus c. Again, that's all multiplied by 4. And then we can simplify the expression a little bit. What we can do is we can multiply out the 4 and pull out that, so we can eliminate that too. So we have 4w minus 8 over 2 plus 40 square root w minus 2 minus 16/3 natural log of w minus 2 minus 2, oh, sorry, w minus 2, that should be under square root sign, w minus 2 minus 2, and plus, and then 256 times 4 is going to be 1028. I'm sorry, not 1028, 1024. 1024 plus 1024 thirds natural log of w minus 2 minus 8. And then finally simplifying that, we're going to have is 2w minus 4. And we're not going to include the minus 4. We're just going to keep that in the constant, because that'll be in part of the plus c, which again I need to put plus c here, plus c right there. So the minus 4 is part of the plus c at the end, and we're going to have plus 40 w minus 2 minus 16 natural log of square root w minus 2 minus 2 plus 1024 natural log square root w minus 2 minus 8, and that's all over 3. And then just plus c. And that's all of it. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that helps with anything you're struggling with.